Applying to the UK for a visa can seem really challenging, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to give you a practical guide on how to do that. So first of all, who can apply? The people who can apply, as we can see on the map just here, it varies what type of visa you need. Sometimes you don't need a visa, sometimes e-visa, sometimes a regular visa. On here we're going to look at the regular visa, which for a tourist would be a standard tourist visa. And you can only do this up to 3 months before you travel. So for example, if you want to go at Christmas time, you need to apply around September time. The cost of this is £115, which is in the region of $150, and this will give you 6 months stay. Now, simply all you need to do now is click apply and we'll get into it. So, next there's just a few things for us to do. So first thing we can do is select our language. So as you can see from the page here, there are multiple languages. However, for myself I'm going to pick English as it's my chosen language. Then I press next. Then I need to supply my biometrics. My biometrics are like fingerprints and other information to give the UK government to help me be identified. For me, I'm going to select Azerbaijan as my country of residence. And as we can see, you can choose a visa application centre within your country to make the process much easier. I've already identified this. Okay, so next I can see there's some different options for reasons why I could not use a tourist visa or other multiple options. So I've read all that, so now I can click start. And I'm simply going to input my personal information, so my email address and my password, and then we can continue from there. So next we're just going to confirm if we're happy for them to contact us by email, which we are. And do I have another email address? No. Now I need to insert my telephone number, so I'm just going to put in a random number here to fill the requirements of the form. And I'm going to ask, when is this telephone number for? Is it while I'm in my home country, or is it while I'm in the UK? For me, I'm going to select both, because I'm going to use my normal number when I'm in the UK. And now I just need to confirm. I need to confirm it's my mobile number, which you may know as a cell phone number. Do I have any other telephone numbers? No, I do not. So far we can process through this form quite quickly. I'm happy for them to contact me by telephone and text message. And now I need to enter some passport information. So I'm going to put in a name here. So I put in my full first name. This includes any middle names. So Benjamin and then Dylan on this occasion. And then I need to put in my family name or my surname, which I will put as Downey, like Robert Downey Jr., right? So I'm going to check that information, and then I'm going to simply save and continue. Once I've done that, have I ever been known by another name? No, I have not. So if you took your husband's name, for example, when you married, I would put my maiden name in, but I have not got this. Now I need to just insert my gender. I'm male as a man, and then my relationship status. So single, married, unmarried. I will put married here as I am married. Then I need to put in my home address. So this is the address in my home country. So I need to input not just the house number, but the street, the city, my state, and for me this is Baku. And if you have a postal code, we can put this in too, but this isn't relevant here. And then just my country. Is this my correspondence address? Yes, it is. How long have I lived here? So I can select the frequency that I wish to. I will select years and 5 years. And do I own this house? No. So I will put that I rent it or I lease it. Okay, now we save and continue. And I'm going to put in my passport information. So I'm going to put in some random information here, okay? The issuing authority is generally your country. So in this case, I'm going to put Azerbaijan. Issue date is the date you received your passport. So we're going to put the day, the month, and the year. Okay, so I put that I received this passport in 2020, and most passports last for 10 years, so it will expire in 2030. Once we've done that, we can simply save and continue again. Do I have a national identity card? No, I do not. However, in many countries you do, and it will be the same process as you did with your passport if you select yes. The nationality, country, and date of birth. Okay, so I'm going to put here that I'm from Azerbaijan, that it was my country of birth also. My place of birth, so I will put the city here, so it's a little more specific, so I will put Baku. and my date of birth. So my date of birth is the date that I was born, so my birthday. Once I've done that, I will simply save and continue again. Have I ever held another nationality? Some people have 2 nationalities or a dual nationality. I do not, so I will select no. My employment. Am I employed? Am I a student? So I will select that I'm employed because I have a job, so I work for somebody else. If I work for myself, I will select self-employed, but as I am employed, I will select this option. And now I need to put in my employer information. So I will put in some random company, so I've selected Tesla here, and I will put in a random street and random address. Obviously, for your purposes, you need to put the correct address and the correct information, but I am just doing this as an example for you to help you in your process of applying for your UK visa. So including the telephone number as well, and when you started working. They're curious about this because they want to know about your income. They want to know that you have sufficient money and will be able to keep this job. Now my job title, okay? So for this case, I've put YouTuber. However, you could put whatever your job is, whether it's software engineer or data analyst, anything. You can select your home currency or the English currency as well. It will identify which is your home currency when you select your country of origin, okay? And describe your job. What do you do? Do you have any other money? They would like to know what your income is like and your financial status. So do you have any savings or any other income? No. So I will continue with that. When I come to the UK, how much money do I plan to spend? So I will plan to spend £1,000. This is a reasonable amount to accept for your trip to the UK. And how much money do you spend each month? This is not whilst you're in the UK. This is normal month-to-month basis. So I will put £500. Will anyone be paying towards the cost of your visit? If someone is supporting you, like a parent or a partner, you would click yes. But for me, no. When do you plan to arrive in the UK? So this is important. Remember, we can only do this 3 months before. So if you plan to do it for December, for example, and I'm recording this in June, this is too early. So I now need to do it 3 months before. So I will select the month of August here. And then when do I plan to leave? So how long will I stay in the UK? I will stay in the UK for just a little while. I will stay for approximately a month. Once I've inputted this information, I can just double check those dates and then save and continue again. Okay, so what's the reason for your visit? For most people, this will be tourism. So have a look through to see if anything else applies to you. However, in most occasions, this is simply just going to be a standard tourist visa, the 6-month visitor visa. If there's a reason not listed, please select other, but tourism will be applicable for most. What's your main reason for visiting? So again, most people, this will be general tourism, but if you have friends or family in the UK, then you will select appropriately. So here I'll be inputting my information about what I will do, what activities I will get up to. Here they want specific details. They want to know where you are and what you'll be doing. It doesn't need to have exact addresses, but to give them a vague itinerary of your plans whilst you're in the UK is important here. Your current partner. So this is your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband or wife. You need to just put their information in. It doesn't mean they will be coming with you. They just want to know a little bit more about you, about your information, and who is involved in your life. This is important just so that they have relevancy, and later on we will be doing this as well for not just partner, but also for our parents, for our mother and father. It does not matter if you live with your mother and father, they still want that information just so you can confirm. So this is the same as giving the information about ourselves earlier in the form. However, it is just simply about your partner instead. Okay, so I'm just going to double check all that information, and then if I'm happy with all of that, I'll then continue. Is anyone financially dependent on you? So do you have any children or perhaps elderly parents who rely on you? I do not, so I'll select no. Okay, this is what I was saying about parents. So we're going to do the same thing we did for yourself and your partner, but for both of your parents. So I'm going to input some random information here, some random names, as this is not applicable for me. However, if you were doing this form for real, of course this needs to be exactly right. And make sure you input this information in the Latin alphabet. It cannot be in your home lettering, so it must be in English lettering and able to read in English lettering as well. Okay, now I'll simply do the same thing again for my father. Do I have any family in the UK? So let's say I am from Azerbaijan, yes, and I do not know anyone in the UK, so I will select no here. And am I travelling as part of a group? For me, no, I will travel independently. I plan to explore places by myself. But if I book a tour for a travel group, I will select yes. Am I travelling with anyone else? No, it will just be me, so it is not relevant. Do I have an address for where I'm going to stay in the UK? Now, preferably you will select yes, but let's say you don't have that yet, you can select no. Where do you plan to stay in the UK? So this is more information about what you will do and where you will be. So, for example, I put London in a hotel here, and this is perfectly appropriate. The more information you can give, the better. The more information gives them a better picture of who you are as a person. Have I ever been to the UK before? Let's say no, okay? If I have, they will just simply ask for a little bit of information about that previous trip. Now, they'd like some information about countries that have close relation with the United Kingdom. So have I ever been to any of these countries before? So I have. So I will select that I have. And I need to look at the frequency. So 2 to 5 times is appropriate for me. Now I need to put a bit more information in about those countries. So which ones, why did I go, and when did I go? So I will quickly do this now, and then we can move on to the next part of our form. Okay, now, have I been to any other countries not listed on the previous page in the last 10 years? So, I have not. If you have, please put that. And for a few countries this could cause a little difficulty, but most countries it won't cause any problem at all. Now they just want to know a little bit about my immigration. So, have I been to the UK before? And have I ever had any issues getting a visa for another country? Have I ever broken any laws related to UK immigration? No, I have not. So I will select no. If you have, press yes, and they will just ask for a little information about this. Have I ever had a conviction? So this is, have I ever committed a crime? So you can look through here, there's various different options, including driving penalties, but I have not had any of these, so I can select no. Now it's just some basic information about some more extreme crimes that are targeted in the UK. So war crimes is one, terrorist activities is another, and extremism is another. For most people this is all going to be no. However, make sure you read it carefully just to ensure that it is not relevant for you. Once you've done that, just save and continue, and then you can move on to the next part of the form to complete your application. Now they want to know a little more about you. Are you a person of good character? So are you a pleasant person and a legal person? So have you ever done anything dangerous? No. Have you ever engaged in anything that's dangerous? No. Is there any more information we should know about you? No. Now they would like to know about certain jobs. For some people they have to serve in the military in their country for a certain period of time. So for example, I would select compulsory national or military service, but I have not done this. Is there any additional information we need to know? You can put whatever you like in here really, however it's important that it is true. So for me I'm just putting no further information to give because I've given plenty of information throughout this form. Now I'm simply just going to check all my answers, and then once that's done I can continue on to the next part of the form. Next, they just want to make me aware of the documents that I will have to supply. So my passport document is necessary, and my evidence of funds, so my bank account details and what money that I have available to me for when I come. This is really important, and you will have to show evidence of this. Now it's just a little information about what you cannot do on a standard visitor visa when you're in the UK. So the most important one here is you cannot get free medical treatment from the NHS. The NHS is the National Health Service in England, and you must have medical insurance when you travel to the UK. Now they just simply want to check that what you've stated is all true. If that is the case, then just put yes and I am aged over 18 if you're an adult. If not, your parent or guardian or yourself if you're under 18 can still consent to this. Now we need to select which visa we would like. 6 months, 2 years, 5 years or 10 years. Now 6 months is appropriate for most people, and even the longer ones, it's only 1 6-month stay each year. Now it's time to pay. So $150, and I can pay via Visa or MasterCard, and there are other payment options too, I believe. So I will continue with that. Once I've paid, it will then move on to the next part. But that is your visa application for the UK done. Once they've seen that and you've done your biometrics, you'll then be able to request the visa. And once you have that, you can then fly to the UK and enjoy your time. Thank you.